Well. This is an interesting turn of fate. So apparently, Gamble and Huff, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, Kenny Gamble, of the Sound of Philadelphia, turned down Boz Scaggs. They didn't think he was worth the investment. That's before his Silk Degrees album hit with Low Down and everything. And you know, nowadays with producer teams, people pretty much work with anybody. This is fascinating, but they didn't really see it because he had not really he had felt, you know how it's peaks and valleys, and artists have it happen. Of course, he would go on during disco era, dance era, groove era, and find his groove again. But at the time, he really wanted that Philly sound, kind of like how David Bowie went to Philly in search of the Philly sound. Elton John did too, because the Philly sound was happening in the '70s. You wanted some of that Gamble and Huff magic and Tom Bell. You wanted all of that Mighty Three music. So I think Johnny Bristol was the one that had worked with him, but he couldn't get what he wanted with Gamble and Huff. They turned him down. They said they didn't see it as investment. And there's no shame in that because, hey, producers have that right. And I don't know if Gamble and Huff, if Lowdown had it came out through them, it might have had more of an orchestration. It might not have had that raw groove thing. So he found his groove and it worked out. He had a happy ending, but it doesn't always work that way. But yeah, I'm always love these stories when I hear about legendary producers and artists who turn down people that are happening because or acts because they being real about it from an investment perspective. Now acts now afterwards when we got into the MTV video era, people would work with anybody because guess what? Visuals came into it, and artists that you didn't think would hit. But this was a whole different dynamic when you had a situation with an established artist with a very successful music company that was hotter than Hades, but it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards to be. So, when I listen to Gamble and Huff, and that's some of the greatest producers, songwriters ever. I mean, way up there for me. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think, and I know when we get into the 80s, I think I might hold Neil Rogers, Bernard Edwards up because of it, the sounds and the grooves. But I think Gamble and Huff, for me, I got him over Alley and Babyface. I got him over Jam and Lewis. I got him over McFarlane and Elroy. Pretty much any tag team you could mention from the 80s onward because their songwriting production still stands out. And it was, they have a heavy arsenal. So they didn't want to work with Boz Scaggs. And I like a lot of his stuff. I like his the stuff that he did. Talented dude, but I could kind of see I could kind of see because until that thing hit, it is a business, and you bringing on an act, and of course, black producers.